correct myself, but someone that we know got weight loss surgery, and she looks so amazing. And when I saw her, I was so happy. I was so jealous. I'm like,
Good evening. This is Rashad Mitchell, coming to you live from my YouTube channel as I continue my part series, The Week That Was College Football History Review, the 1976 college football season. I think I forgot to go over November 15th because yesterday I talked about the November 13th, 1976, Week 10, the games that were played during that week. And I think I forgot to talk about the AP polls November the 15th. So let me go over that. The AP poll as November 15th had Rutgers and Missouri tied for the 19th spot. Then you had Alabama 18, 17 Penn State, Oklahoma State 16, Colorado 15, 14 Iowa State, 13 Notre Dame, 12 Nebraska, number 11 Texas A&M. The top 10 was Oklahoma, number 9 was Houston, number 8 Ohio State. The sixth spot was a tie between Maryland and Georgia. Top 5 was Texas Tech, Michigan, number 4, Southern California, number 3, UCLA, number 2, and number 1, Pittsburgh. Let's get into it. I'm going to start with Clemson, South Carolina. When Clemson beat South Carolina 28-9. North Carolina beat Duke by a score of 39-38. Tar Heels edged rivals in wild game, riding tailback Mike Voigt to victory as Voigt rushed for 47 carries, 261 yards, raising career total to fifth most ever at 3,971 yards, and winning 2-point conversion to cap his illustrious tenure at North Carolina. He had 4 touchdowns to break Choo Choo Justice's school career touchdown mark for 2, matching Voigt's touchdown was 2 quarterback Mike Dunn, who rushed for 130 yards and passed for 109 yards. Dunn's 4 touchdown runs all were 9 yards or longer. Duke tailback Art Gore ran for 109 yards and twice made 50-yard kickoff returns to set up the scores. Neither team ever took more than 7-point lead, while North Carolina had 450 to 434 yards edge in offense. Hills quarterback Mike Kupek threw a touchdown that set up a winning 2-point conversion. 7 yards to fullback Billy Johnson with 37 seconds left. 7 yards to fullback Billy Johnson, 37 seconds left. Next, Kentucky beat Tennessee 7-0. Despite low score, Kentucky dominated Volunteers for first series win in 12 years, share of the SEC title and first bowl bid since 1952. The Wildcats, the Kentucky defense held Tennessee to 166 yards, forced 14 points, shut down scoring chances. The Cats' offense spent most of the game ramming the ball down Volunteers with throats, running for 279 yards and 72 carries, but used rare pass play to score a touchdown. Quarterback Derek Ramsey, who rushed for 77 yards, burned Tennessee blitz by hitting running back Greg Woods. The pass down right sidelines that went for a 68-yard touchdown. Volunteers made 2 goal line stands in the second quarter, but there was a little to cheer about in Knoxville as Big Orange suffered through its worst win-loss mark since 1964. Michigan, number 4 team in the country against number 8 Ohio State. With Michigan, number 4 team in the country, shut out number 8 Ohio State 22-0. Wolverines left not a chance, even remote possibility of last-second field goal, as they whipped Ohio State for first victory in series since 1971. Buckeyes endured first shutout since 1964. Streak of 122 games that came within 1 game of present-day record set by Oklahoma from 1946 to 1957. Tailback Rob Lytle led the Michigan offense with 164 yards rushing and a touchdown. Score was scoreless at halftime 0-0 until Wolverines' option attack produced 257 yards, 3 touchdowns in final 30 minutes. Fullback Russell Davis chipped in with 2 touchdowns while quarterback Rick Leach orchestrated offense and had 20 yards scamper to help set up first touchdown. Buckeyes wasted best opportunity as quarterback Jim Placenta harried all day through end-zone interception to defensive back Jim Pickens in second quarter. Ohio State rushed for 104 yards only, so it created few chances. Michigan defensive tackle Greg Morton led way with 14 tackles. Ohio State's finest performance may have come from punters Tom Scaladani, who averaged 52.2 yards on 8 punts, as the this loss snapped the Buckeyes streak of 4 straight Rose Bowl appearances. Next game is going to be Houston. Houston, number 9 team in the country, played against number 5 Texas Tech. This was a rare matchup at that time, late in the season. It was a big game. Both these teams at the time were ranked in the top 10. Number 5 Texas Tech versus number 9 Houston. As number 9 Houston beat number 5 Texas Tech 27-19. Cougars dispatched Texas Tech from ranks of unbeaten while vaulting themselves to first place in the Southwest. Houston enjoyed 24-5 lead, but had to pick off pass by Raiders quarterback Rodney Allison on own 2-yard line to halt the overacting final drive. Houston quarterback Danny Davis led way, throwing touchdown passes of 39 yards to wide receiver Ricky Maddox and 7 yards to tight end Eddie Foster. With one game struggling, Allison rallied Tech with 284 yards of his aerial, 327 yards coming in catch up second half. Now Allison pulled the Raiders within 27-19 with 16 yards to touchdown pass to fullback Billy Taylor, but his last assault died short. Running back Lois Blackwell rushed for 103 yards for Houston, squad that would capture conference lead with 42-20 win over Rice following week. Next, Oklahoma State, the number 16 team in the country, beat Iowa State, the number 14 team in the country. Number 16 Oklahoma State beat Iowa State, number 14 team in the country, 42-21. Oklahoma State earned a share of its first Big 8 title by halting vaulting themselves into first place in Southwest Conference. Halting Cyclones of Iowa State, as Oklahoma State earned a share of its first Big 8 title by haunting Cyclones of Iowa State. Once again, Cowboys halfback Chubby Miller dominated stats, rushing for 199 yards and 2 long touchdowns. Quarterback Charlie Weatherby ran for 2 touchdowns and threw for another to account for all of Oklahoma State's 21 points in the first half. Cowboys' lead was 21-14 at halftime intermission, but soon Okie State dropped heavy hammer. Linebacker John Wilheimer gobbled up fumble recovery at Iowa State 1-yard line to set up fullback Skip Taylor's touchdown blast. And Miller broke loose for 33-yard scoring joint, which also converted one of Cyclone's 5 turnovers. Tailback Dexter Green rushed for 154 yards as Iowa State vainly outgained Oklahoma State 433 to 368 for yards of offense. Colorado, the 15th team in the country, beat Kansas State 35-28 as Buffaloes picked up first piece of the Big 8 title since 1961 and avoided third straight upset loss to Kansas State. Safety Mike Davis late interception on almost 16-yard line sealed Colorado's victory. Buffaloes stayed in hunt for Orange Bowl as fullback Jim Kelleher rushed for touchdowns in each of first 3 quarters. Buffalo's defense set up 2 scores in second half with unfumbled recoveries. Tailback Tony Reed paced Colorado offense with 36 carries, 140 yards. Halfback Tony Brown carried Wildcats offense, rushing for 84 yards, 3 touchdowns, and adding team high 6 catches, 47 yards. So what next? Wyoming played against Air Force, where Wyoming lost to Air Force 42-21. Falcons eagerly earned 100th coaching win for Ben Martin to upset Fiesta Bowl bound Wyoming. Air Force flew to 27-0 lead behind freshman quarterback Dave Zabart, who tossed 89 yards touchdown to wide receiver Paul Williams and 3 touchdown runs by freshman fullback David Thomas. Once Cowboys began scoring, Zabart threw 2 insurance scores to keep Wyoming at bay. Fullback Robbie Wright produced all 3 Wyoming touchdowns while rushing for 84 yards. Next, got Southern California against UCLA. It's number 3 Southern California. This is a big matchup this year. During this season, November 20, 1976, Week 11. Number 2 UCLA against number 3 Southern California, where number 3 Southern California beat number 2 UCLA 24-14. With Rose Bowl berth online, the Trojans' defense reigned supreme with a shutout of UCLA deep fourth quarter. USC defense even scored momentum, swinging touchdown as defensive back Dennis Thurman caught fumble by fullback Theotis Brown. The ball was not loose by Brown's own Bruins teammate and returned it 47 yards for opening score in the game. Southern California strongly stretched lead to 24-0 as tailback Ricky Bell totaled 167 yards rushing, and quarterback Vince Evans added nifty 36-yard touchdown run. Bruins came in averaging 7 points per game. Closed things up with 2 late window dressing scores, a 9-yard touchdown run by Brown. Quarterback Jeff Dankworth, 1-yard keeper. Stanford beat California 27-24. In the big game, Cardinals won the big game for outgoing coach Jack Christensen, who was fired on Friday, as Stanford used late fumble recovery to pull out the win. They had 24-19 with less than 3 minutes remaining. Golden Bears were trying to run out the clock from deep in its own territory when tailback Marky Crane formed a pitch out. As was his custom, defensive end Duncan McCall was man on spot for Stanford defense, covering big break from on 2-yard line. The Bears defense manfully stopped 2 runs before Stanford tailback Ron Inge scored winning touchdown on a 1-yard run. Clyde Crane had scored earlier in the fourth quarter on a 13-yard run, only single play after 24-yard interception return by Mike O'Brien. Both teams alternated quarterbacks with Cal quarterback Joe Roth throwing for 100 yards and tailback earning a touchdown in his final appearance, while Cardinals quarterbacks Guy Benjamin and Mike Cordova combined for 297 yards, with each throwing a touchdown pass. So that concludes a look at Week 11. The games are played on November 20th, 1976. Week 11. Let's get into AP November 22nd. There was a tie for the 19th spot between Mississippi State and North Carolina. 18 Alabama, 17 Rutgers, 16 Penn State. Number 14 was a spot that was a tie between Colorado and Oklahoma State. 13 Notre Dame, 12 Ohio State. Texas A&M was 11. Top 10 roundout is this. Number 10 Nebraska, 9 Texas Tech, 8 Oklahoma, 7 Houston, UCLA 6, Maryland 5, Georgia 4, Southern California 3, Michigan 2, and number 1 Pittsburgh. So that concludes a look at week number 11, the games that were played on November 20th, 1976. Please like, subscribe, and comment on the channel. Do reveal this magnitude on Thursday. Until then, talk to you soon.